Hey guys, welcome back to Diegesis. My name is Maple.
And I'm Arianna.
And today we are watching 12 Angry Men for the first time.
Woo!
Did you ever have to go on a school field trip to like a government building like that?
Can we talk about the fact that I grew up in Pennsylvania? Yes.
That's like all your field
That's
trips.
all I do.
That's like all you probably did.
One man is dead. Another man's life is at stake. If there's a reasonable doubt in your minds as to the guilt of the accused, then you must bring me a verdict of not
Whole vibe.
If, however, there's no reasonable doubt, then you must, in good conscience, find the accused guilty. You're faced with a grave responsibility. Thank you, gentlemen.
Have you ever
The jury
done like
will now
real
retire.
jury duty?
I'm scared, no. That's like 12 people there. Are those the 12 Angry Men?
I would assume so. That person looks quite young.
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Oh no.
They definitely looks quite young, right?
Yeah, it's a child.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just making sure I'm not crazy.
Or at least like a teenager.
Yeah, like late teens at oldest.
I like secretly love a black and white film.
I love a black and white film. When literally my favorite thing to this day is when Wizard of Oz goes from black and white to in color. Like that's like,
cute.
ugh.
I lived in a house with old windows. Like that is so annoying.
The worst.
Especially when they paint over it.
Mm-hmm.
This morning. This is going to be the hottest day of the year.
Sweet.
Well, you'd think that at least air conditioning these places. What's your names? Oh, okay, gentlemen. Everybody's here. Now, if there's anything you want, I'll be right outside the door.
If you ask me, I'd slap those tough kids down before they start any trouble. Saves a lot of time and money. Now, let's get started, huh?
Like kill him?
I think we'd start out with a five.
What are you saying?
Basically just send them to jail when they're a problem.
Okay, that's not as bad as what I thought.
You thought just straight to
It's like,
kill
what is
him?
he saying? Kill him? Take him out?
Take him out?
You're in my seat.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, I'm
Do you
sorry.
have a
Was there a
signed
name
seat?
tag?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, okay.
The way I just got so mad about that.
Like,
I tell you, we were lucky to get a murder case.
I figured that's for an assault or burglary.
Well, they can be the dullest.
what the f-
Hey, at the Woolworth building?
Yeah, I guess. Your horn works, not try your lights.
Ew, stop touching your face with that.
Oh, these
Yeah, why do you blow your nose and then rub it all over your face?
You know what I mean?
got 37 men working. Started with nothing.
Okay, man, let's take our seats, huh?
Sorry. I know you know what I'm saying in my head,
Get
too.
out of here pretty quick, huh?
Say, we'd like to get started. Gentlemen at the window. We'd like to get started.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Pretty tough to figure, isn't it? Kid kills his father, bing, just like
Oh,
that.
listen, you analyze the figures, you'll see that was all.
I'm telling you, they let those kids run wild up there. Well, maybe it serves them right. You know what I mean?
Is everyone here?
The old man.
Very lackadaisical take on murder.
Say, we'd like to get started.
Oh, forgive me, gentlemen. I didn't mean to keep you waiting.
Woody's got such a cute little voice.
Yeah.
Okay, gentlemen, if I can have your attention. Well, we can vote on it right now, then.
I think it's customary to take a preliminary vote.
Yeah, let's vote. Who knows? Maybe we can all get out of here, huh?
Uh-huh. Of course, you know that we have a first-degree murder charge here, and if we vote the accused guilty, we've got to send him to the chair.
Ooh.
Okay, so
That's
yeah.
mandatory.
I think we know that.
Yeah, let's see who's where.
Okay,
This
anyone
is
doesn't
so-
want to vote?
All with me.
I know, there's can't be
Human
bothered.
life, my guy.
And,
Human
Just
life.
remember that this has to be 12-0 either way. Okay, are we ready? All those
don't
voting
know.
guilty, please raise your hands.
They don't really want to vote.
2,
That was
3,
so
4,
like,
5,
I'm just going to
6,
be part of the
7.
thing.
Okay, that's 11 guilty. All those voting not guilty? 1. Right. 11 guilty, 1 not guilty.
Boy, oh boy, there's always one.
Dude,
Oh, what are we doing now?
I guess we talk.
Boy, oh boy.
You really think he's innocent?
I don't know.
I mean, you sat in court with the rest of us. You heard what we did. The kid's a dangerous killer. You could see it.
He's 18 years old.
Well, that's old enough. He
We
stabbed his
knew
own
it.
father 4 inches into the chest. They proved it a dozen different ways in court. Would you like me to list them for you?
Just want to talk.
Well, what's there to talk about?
It's not easy to raise my hand and send a boy off to die without talking about it first.
Well, now,
Right.
who says it's
There's
easy?
a conscience.
We're talking about somebody's life here. We can't decide it in 5 minutes, supposing we're wrong.
Supposing we're wrong. Supposing we do it in 5 minutes, so what?
Let's take an hour. Ball game doesn't start till 8 o'clock.
Who's got something to say?
I'm willing to sit for an hour.
Great.
I heard a pretty good story last night.
That's not why we're sitting here.
What are we sitting here for?
Dang.
I don't know, maybe no reason. This kid's been kicked around all of his life. You know, born in a slum.
Dang.
He's a wild, angry kid. That's all he's ever been. And you know why? Because he's been hit on the head by somebody once a day, every day.
He got a fair trial, didn't he? What do you think that trial cost? He's lucky he got it. Know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
We're all
Cost
grown-ups in
who?
here. Listen, I've lived among them all my life. You can't believe a word they say. You know that. I mean, they're born liars.
Who's they?
Ignorant man can believe that.
Now, listen.
Do you think you were born with a monopoly on the truth? I
Dang.
think certain things should be pointed out to this man.
Come on, this isn't Sunday. We don't need a sermon.
Come on, we have a job to do now. Let's do it. Let us know what you're thinking, and we might be able to show you where you're mixed up.
He didn't make a stance. He said he doesn't know.
Just a quick idea.
No. Suppose we go once around the table. I guess you're first.
This is a really intriguing way to tell this story.
Right?
Well, it's hard to put into words. I just think he's guilty. I thought it was obvious from the word go. I mean, nobody proved otherwise.
Nobody has to prove otherwise. The burden of proof's on the prosecution.
Oh, well, sure, I know that. What I meant was, well, I just think he's guilty.
But
I mean, somebody
why?
saw him do it.
Okay.
Why? Do
Here's,
you know
I
eyewitnesses
have
are
no
actually
personal feelings
not
about
great.
this. I just want to talk about facts. The old man lived downstairs under the room where the killing took place.
Okay.
At 10 minutes after 12 on the night of the killing, he heard loud noises. Said it sounded like a fight. And he heard the kid yell out, "I'm going to kill you." Second later, he heard a body hit the floor. Called the police. They came in, found the old man with a knife in his chest. Now, these are facts. You can't refute facts. The kid is guilty. He's still got to pay for what he did.
I'm with you.
It is obvious, to me anyway, that the boy's entire story was flimsy. He claimed he was at the movies during the time of the killing, and yet 1 hour later, he couldn't remember the names of the films he saw or who played in them.
Listen, what about the woman across the street? If her testimony don't prove it, nothing does. His window was right opposite hers across the L tracks, and she swore she saw him do it.
Through the windows of a passing L train.
Right. This L train had no passengers on it.
I'd like to ask you something. You don't believe the boy's story. How come you believe the woman's? She's one of them, too, isn't she?
Ayo.
You're a pretty smart fellow, aren't you?
Okay, gentlemen. Now, gentlemen.
Uh,
Sit down. You see, I was looking for a motive. Didn't they say something about a fight, an argument between the old man and his son around about...
It was 8 o'clock. It was 8 o'clock outside. They heard an argument. They couldn't hear what it was about. They saw the boy run angrily out of the house. What does that prove?
Well, don't exactly prove anything. It's just part of the
Well, you
picture.
said it provided a motive. And the prosecuting attorney said the same thing. I don't think that was a very strong motive. This boy's been hit so many times in his life that violence is practically it's a normal state of affairs with him. I can't see 2 slaps in the face provoking him into committing murder.
It may have been too many. Everyone has a breaking point.
That's fair.
Okay. Okay, what about the guy who passed?
I feel like he was one of the ones that's on the fence, but was supposed to stand up because everybody else did.
Yeah.
For all. Oh, this is a very fine boy.
Ever since he was 5 years old, his father beat him up regularly. He used his fists.
Well, so would I. A kid like that? Huh.
It's these kids, the way they are nowadays.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, wait, it has nothing to do with the rearing.
That's right.
All kids these days.
His father that anymore.
Kids, man.
They don't seem to think it's important anymore.
I got one. 22 years old.
I love these
He
angles.
was 9 years old. He ran away from a fight. I saw it. I was so embarrassed I almost threw up. I said, I'm going to make a man out of you if I have to break you in 2 trying.
But this man
Well,
killed his
man out of
dad because he was getting hit. Like, what? Okay.
16, we had a fight. Haven't seen him for 2 years.
Yeah, because let's put 2 and 2 together there.
Kids.
Kids.
Your heart out.
abuse the hell out of them and then wonder why they don't
think we're
call
missing
you
the
for
point
2
here.
years.
This boy, let's say he's the product of a broken home and a filthy neighborhood. He was born in a slum. Slums are breeding grounds for criminals. I know it, and so do you.
Oh, God.
Secret, children from slum backgrounds are potential menaces to society. Now, I
Yes.
think...
Brother, you can say that again. The kids that
Menace
call out
to
of these
society.
places are real trash. I don't want any part of them, I'm telling you.
Listen, I've lived in a slum all my life.
Wait a minute.
Please, I've played in backyards that were filled with garbage. I mean, maybe you can still smell it on me.
Now listen, Sonny. Come on now, there's nothing personal about
there
this.
was something personal.
There was.
He didn't mean you. Let's not be so...
Oh, you just made a sweeping statement, and he's saying he was raised there.
Stop the arguing. We're only wasting time.
I didn't expect a turn. I thought you were all going to try to convince me. Wasn't that the idea?
Check, that was the idea. Oh, I forgot about that. He's right.
All right, I don't have anything brilliant. I only know as much as you do. According to testimony, the boy looks guilty. Maybe he is. Everybody sounded so positive. You know, I began to get a peculiar feeling about this trial. I mean, nothing is that positive. There are a lot of questions I would like to ask. I don't know, maybe they wouldn't have meant anything, but...
Listen, when these fellas don't ask questions, it's because they know the answers already and they figure they'll be hurt.
Maybe it's also possible for a lawyer to be just plain stupid, isn't it? I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
You sound like you met my
Human
brother.
error.
There was one alleged eyewitness to this killing. Someone else claims he heard the killing, saw the boy run out afterwards, and there was a lot of circumstantial evidence. But actually, those two witnesses were the entire case for the prosecution.
Dang.
Supposing they're wrong.
What do you mean, supposing they're wrong? What are you trying to say? Those people sat on the stand under oath.
They're only people. People make mistakes. Could they be wrong?
Exactly.
Oh, come on. Nobody can know a thing like that. This isn't an exact science.
That's right. It isn't.
He's got you. Got you there, got you there, got you there.
Okay, let's get to the point. What about the switch knife they found in the old man's chest?
Wait a minute. There's some people who haven't talked yet. Shouldn't we go in order?
They'll get a chance to talk. Just be quiet a second, will you? What about it? This
Damn.
This dang.
fine, upright boy admitted buying the night of the killing.
All right, let's talk about it. Let's get it in here and look at it. I'd like to see it again, Mr. Foreman.
We all saw what it looks like. Why do we have to see it again?
The knife and the way it was bought is pretty strong evidence, don't you think?
I do.
Good.
I like the setup
Facts one at a
of
time.
this.
One, the boy admitted going out of the house at 8 o'clock on the night of the murder after being slapped several times by his father.
No, he didn't say slapped. He said punched. There's a difference between a slap and a punch.
Two, he went directly to a neighborhood junk shop where he bought one of those
Switch knives.
switchblade knives. This wasn't what you'd call an ordinary knife. It had a very unusual carved handle and blade. The storekeeper who sold it to him said it was the only one of its kind he had ever had in stock. Now, what happened to the switch knife? He claims that it fell through a hole in his pocket on the way to the movies. Now, there is the tale, gentlemen. I think
That
it's
does
quite
seem
clear that the boy never went to the movies
far-fetched.
that night. What actually happened is this. The boy stayed home, had another fight with his father, stabbed him to death, and left the house at 10 minutes after 12. Now, are you trying to tell me that this knife really fell through a hole in the boy's pocket? Someone picked it up off the street, went to the boy's house, and stabbed his father with it just to test its sharpness?
No, I'm just saying it's possible the boy lost his knife and that somebody else stabbed his father with a similar knife. It's just possible.
Take a look at this knife. It's a very unusual knife. I've never seen one like it. Aren't you asking us to accept a pretty incredible coincidence?
I'm just saying a coincidence is possible.
And I say it's not possible.
Anything's possible. Oh, dang.
Where did that come from?
I bought that in a little pawn shop just 2 blocks from the boy's house. It cost $6.
Maybe there are 10 knives like that, so what?
Maybe
Exactly.
there are.
But that's your whole argument, though, dude.
You
Is
found
that's not
another
special.
knife like it. What's that, the discovery of the age or something?
The odds are 1,000,000 to 1.
It's possible.
But not very probable.
Okay, fellas, let's take
That's
our
also
seats.
true.
There's no point.
But also, you're just saying, like, I've never seen a knife like that. I've never seen a knife like that.
Exactly
Found a
like the
knife.
one the boy bought.
So what are you going to do?
He's on to something.
Right.
It's only one night. A boy may die.
I wonder, like,
I don't think he
when
was
people are going to slowly start to
What do
change.
you want me to do?
Seems like that guy might be first on the corner.
Do anything. Somebody saw the kid stab his father. What more do we need? So let's get done and get out of here.
There.
Very
Like,
important.
what accent is that?
I want you 11 men to vote by secret written ballot. But if anyone votes not guilty, you stay here and talk it out.
All right, let's do it the hard way.
Yeah, that sounds fair. Everyone agreed?
Okay, there's got to be a little change of heart.
Yeah,
Or at least a curiosity.
The whole point is beyond a reasonable doubt, but he's bringing upon a lot of reasonable doubt, I feel like.
Definitely.
And like he said, it's somebody's life. Like,
Well, he's 18.
Jeez.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
You guys, for real?
Guilty. Guilty.
It's like it's gonna be the last. Ooh.
Not guilty. Who was it? Come on, I want to know.
Excuse me, this was a secret ballot.
What do you mean secret? There are no secrets in a jury room. I know who it was.
How do they keep backtracking like this?
You sit here, vote guilty like the rest of us, and some golden-voiced preacher starts tearing your poor heart out about some underprivileged kid just couldn't help becoming a murderer, and you change your vote. If that isn't the most sickening...
Calm down. It doesn't matter. He's very excitable. Sit down.
Excitable? You bet I'm excitable. We're trying to put a guilty man in the chair where he belongs. Someone starts telling us fairy tales, and we're listening. What made you
Why are
change your
you
vote?
so mad?
He
I guess
didn't
it's
change
called
his
12
vote.
Angry Man.
I did.
Hey.
Fine.
I know it.
Would you like me to tell you why?
No, I wouldn't like you to tell me why.
Well, I'd like to make it clear anyway. This gentleman has been standing alone against us. So he gambled for support, and I gave it to him. I respect his motives. Right now, the vote is 10 to 2. I'm talking here. You have no right to leave this.
Can't hear you. Never will. Let's sit down. Glad you're not one of those lets these emotional appeals influence him.
What do you think, Arianna?
I don't know enough. I feel like I don't have enough information.
The old man who lived downstairs says he heard the kid yell out, "I'm going to kill you." Now, he ran to the door, and he saw the kid running down the stairs and out of the house. What does that mean to you?
Well, I was wondering how clearly the old man could have heard the boy's voice through the ceiling.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
The ceiling, the window was open. So was the one upstairs. It was a hot night, remember?
Don't forget the lady across the street. She looked right in the open window and saw the boy stab his father. Now, I mean, isn't that enough for you?
What is
Through a train?
You like this guy, huh? It's like talking into a dead phone.
I get that you could see it, but there's so much more margin for mistake of not, you know what I
Saw
mean?
the killing through the last 2 cars.
Yeah.
Remember the most insignificant details. I don't see how you can argue with that.
Has anybody here any idea how long it would take an L?
It's playing tic-tac-toe.
Tic-tac-toe?
Wow.
This isn't a game.
The nerve.
All right, listen.
The absolute nerve.
All right, forget it now. It's not
Has anybody any idea how long it takes an elevator train going at medium speed to pass a given point?
What has that to do with anything?
How long? Take
Exactly.
I wouldn't have the slightest idea.
What do you think?
I don't know, maybe 10, 12 seconds?
Has anyone here ever lived near the L tracks?
Well, I just finished painting an apartment that overlooked an L line. I was there for 3 days.
What was it like?
What do you mean?
Noisy?
Oh, brother.
When the window is open and the train goes by, the noise is almost unbearable. You can hardly hear yourself think.
Right.
He says he heard the boy say, "I'm going to kill you," and a split second later heard a body hit the floor. Since the woman saw the killing through the last 2 cars, we can assume that the body hit the floor just as the train went.
Right. Yeah.
Therefore, the train had been roaring by the old man's window a full 10 seconds before the body hit the floor. It's not possible he could have heard it.
That's idiotic. Of course he heard.
Do you think he could have heard it?
He said
I
he heard
don't.
the top of his voice. That's good enough for me.
Even if he heard something, he still couldn't have identified the voice with the L.
No.
You're talking about a matter of seconds. Nobody can be that accurate.
Well, I think testimony that could put a boy into the electric chair should be that accurate.
Yeah, exactly.
Something I don't think he could have heard.
You're murmuring.
With all that L noise.
Oh, what are you people talking?
He's got a point.
Couldn't
Yeah.
have heard. Why should he lie? What's he got to gain?
Attention, maybe.
You keep coming in with these bright sayings. Why don't you send them into a paper? They pay
It's
for
not a saying.
Look at his little face.
Guy talks like that to an old man really ought to get stepped on, you know?
Yeah, for
More
real.
respect, mister.
Poke him right in his butt
You say
chin.
stuff like that to him again, I'm gonna lay you out.
He said it.
Why I oughta? Why I oughta?
Why do you think the old man might lie?
It was just that I looked at him for a very long time. I think I know this man better than anyone here. This is a quiet, frightened, An insignificant old man who has been nothing all his life, who has never had recognition or his name in the newspapers.
Dang.
Nobody knows him. It would be so hard for him to recede into the background.
Now, wait a minute.
When there
What
was
are
a
you trying
chance...
to do? Tell us he'd lied just so he could be important once?
No. But perhaps he made himself believe he heard those words and recognized the boy's face.
That's the most fantastic story I've ever heard. How can you make up a thing like that? What do you know about it?
This phrase, how many times have all of us used it? Probably thousands. Junior, you do that once more and I'm going to kill you. Get in there, Rocky, and kill. I say it every day. That doesn't mean we're really going to kill him.
Wait a minute. What are you trying to give us here? The phrase was, I'm going to kill you. Don't tell me you didn't mean it. Anybody says a thing like that the way he said it, they mean it.
Well, gee, now, I don't know.
Now, listen, this guy's trying to make you believe things that aren't so. The kid said he was going to kill him, and he did kill him.
Let me ask you this. Do you really think the boy'd shout out a thing like that so the whole neighborhood could hear him?
He's a common, ignorant slob. He don't even speak good English.
He doesn't even speak
You
good
don't
English.
speak good English, my guy. Yeah.
Mr. Foreman,
He's
I'd like
gotcha.
to change my vote to not guilty.
You what?
You heard me.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
If he really had killed his father, why would he come back home 3
That's
hours
also
later?
so
Would he
true.
be afraid of being caught?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got his knife. It's not nice to go around leaving knives sticking in people's chests.
But he took the time to wipe the hand. But he took the time to wipe the handle off.
I don't see anything funny about it.
But if he knew the knife could be identified, why did he leave it there in the first place?
Exactly.
Exactly. And why
And
would
wipe
he
it
come-
off.
And he's right. Why would he come back?
After having just killed his father, when he
So
finally
you
got
wipe the
home,
knife.
He realized he had left his knife there.
This then depends on your definition of panic. He would have had to be calm enough to see to it that there were no fingerprints left on the knife. He's twisting the facts, I'm telling you. Did or didn't the old man see the kid running out of the
That's not a
house at
fact.
12:10? Well, did or didn't he?
Now.
He says he did.
Says he did. Boy, how do you like that?
Now, look, witnesses can make mistakes.
Sure,
Yeah.
when you want them to, they do. Or when he wants them to, they do. You know what I mean?
Yelling.
What difference does it make? You people are talking
It
only
makes a
about the little
difference.
details. You're forgetting the important stuff.
Clearly the context.
Vote.
I'm talking here.
Another vote called for. Now let's take our seats.
Okay, so we're voting
I never
once
saw so
more.
much
Anonymous?
Spent on nothing.
Still the same.
I'm leaning towards not
9
guilty.
guilty.
I'm leaning towards not guilty.
I'll tell you
Doesn't
what,
make
I'll
sense.
get next Tuesday.
Why wipe it off the fingerprints?
Pardon? I vote not guilty.
And you've already shown that it's not a special knife. He probably
Right.
just said that to sell it. Like,
All going crazy in here or something. The kid is guilty. Why don't you listen to the facts? I want you to get up and tell me why you changed your
So-
vote. Come on, now, give me reasons.
I don't have to.
Here, look at this. The kid you just decided isn't guilty was seen ramming this into his father.
Except he
Now, what
wasn't.
about this, Mr.
That's not the
Reasonable
knife. They
Doubt?
took the knife back.
The knife? Don't you
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
Brilliant.
Exactly.
This is the craziest. I mean, what are we supposed to believe?
Did the old man say he ran to the door?
Ran, walked, what's the difference? He got
There's a difference.
He got there, didn't
No, well, wait a
he?
second.
He said he ran. At least I think he did.
Look, I don't remember what he said, but I don't see how he could have run to the door.
He said
He had a limp.
his
He has a limp.
ooh.
Now, isn't that enough?
Where was
Oh!
down the hall somewhere.
Thought you remembered everything. Don't you remember that?
Ooh, they got
I'd
him.
like to see a diagram of the apartment.
Yeah, that guy can't run.
What I like to find out if an
He
old
said he's
man
hiding
who
his
drags
limp.
1 foot when he walks because he had a stroke last year can get from his bedroom to his front door in 15 seconds.
Right.
He said 15.
He said 20 seconds. What are you trying to
He
distort?
said 15.
How does he know how long 15 seconds is? You can't judge a thing.
Oh my God, he's so crazy.
seconds. He was very positive about it.
He was an old man. Half the time he was confused. How could he be positive about anything?
Exactly. Exactly. You just proved your own point. You suck. Sorry.
All right, here's the apartment where the killing took place. The old man's apartment was directly beneath and exactly the same.
That
Now, let's
seems
see, it
pretty
was-
far.
It's 12 feet from the bed to the door. The hall is 43 feet. He would have had to walk 12 feet, open the bedroom door,
Yeah, that's
walk 43 feet down and
Yeah.
open the front door, all in 15 seconds. You think he could have done it?
Sure, he could have done it.
He can walk only very slowly. They had to help him into the witness chair.
You make it
Right.
sound like a long walk.
For an old man who had a stroke, it is a long walk.
yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm going to try it, see how long it took.
Look, this is absolutely insane. What are you wasting everybody's time in here for?
Has anybody got a watch for the second hand?
I have.
You want me to start stamped your foot? That'll be the body point. You can tie me from there. Come
Come on, speed it up. He walked twice as fast as that.
This is good. This is good.
I love the framing in so many of these shots and like the way that they're using the in and out zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Lock, door, stop.
Right.
What's the time?
41 seconds.
Dang.
The old man heard the fight between the boy and his father a few hours earlier. Then when he's lying in his bed, he heard a body hit the floor in the boy's apartment, heard the woman scream from across the street, heard somebody racing down the stairs, and assumed it was the boy.
I think that's possible.
Assume?
Oh, this fucking guy.
Dishonesty in my day, but this little...
Dishonesty? What are you talking about?
You all come in here with your hearts bleeding all over the floor about slum kids and injustice. You listen to some fairy tale.
Except they weren't.
Yo.
Getting through to some of the
Except they-
ladies. Well, you're not getting through to me. I've
It's-
had enough. You all know he's guilty. He's got to burn. You're letting him slip through our fingers.
Oh,
Slip through our
Burn.
fingers,
You as
yeah.
executioner? I'm
Yeah.
one of them. Perhaps you'd like to pull the switch.
The way.
Kid, you bet I would.
Yeah.
You want to see this boy die because you personally want it, not because of the facts.
Right.
You're a sadist. Kill him out. You don't really mean you'll kill me, do you?
Dude, you are just losing. You don't like to lose.
Yes,
Well,
he.
gentlemen, I heard some noise.
Oh, no, everything's all right. We're through.
They're sweating buckets in there.
Yeah, they are. That room is hot, which is also going to help tempers to flare so much easily.
There's no way. Okay, at this point, guys, if you're still voting guilty,
That's the thing though. It's not beyond a reasonable doubt. Like I cannot, like right now where we're at, there's no way I'm not doubting that he 110% did it.
Pardon me, but don't you ever sweat?
No, I don't.
That's
Now,
weird.
listen, I was
interesting.
wondering if...
No.
Okay, I'll call up your jury numbers.
1. Oh, that's me. I can vote guilty. 2.
Not guilty.
Dang, yeah.
I thought he was going to be one of the first ones to
Guilty.
switch, but he didn't.
Number 4.
It's 2 for
Guilty.
guilty. 3 for
Number 5.
not guilty.
Number 10.
Guilty.
With his whole chest
Number 11.
and eyebrows.
Not guilty.
Number 12.
Guilty.
Oh, fuck you, man. Now we're half and half, bro.
The vote is now 6-6.
Well, and we go into extra innings here, huh?
The ball analogies are killing me right now.
Kid like that. I'm sick and tired of facts. You can twist them any way you like. You know what I mean?
That's exactly the point this gentleman has been making.
Oh.
I mean, you keep shouting at the top of your lungs. That man gets on my...
Oh,
Nice hop in here, isn't
he's
it? huh?
so
Drink of water?
cute.
No, thanks.
I know, and he, like, whose dad and grandpa is that? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
IRL, like, who's related to that man? Because this is, like, seems like the sweetest little man.
It's gonna rain.
Oh, come on. You're
Why are you making like good luck?
Think
You
too
guys are
much, you get
so
mixed up.
weird. You think too much, you get mixed up. That's exactly what's wrong with you.
Oh, listen,
Because you don't think enough.
Right. Loudmouth.
Yeah.
Oh. Twin. Oh, man. Okay.
Oh,
That's a damn stupid thing to do.
he's my favorite. He's my favorite.
I wish people talked like this still.
Business before when that tall guy, what's his name, was trying to bait me.
So he is tall.
Prove it.
There we go.
You're just trying to bait me.
You did an excellent job.
Yeah, he said it. He said it. He said it.
He's just like, yep. And walked away. Like, it's just like.
After the boy claimed he'd been at the movies during
Love
the
it.
hours that the killing took place, couldn't remember the names of the movies.
It's the only alibi the boy offered. He himself couldn't back it up with any details at all.
Have
Putting
you?
yourself in the boy's place, do you think you could remember details after an upsetting experience such as being slapped in the face by your father?
I think so. Is there any special details to remember?
Or coming home and
Names
then
of the movies he saw?
being
because he wasn't there
detained.
that night.
The way you
According to the police
disassociate.
testimony in court,
Like,
the boy
dude.
was questioned by the detectives in the kitchen of his apartment,
Yeah,
while the body of his father was lying on the floor in the bedroom.
right.
I'd like to ask you a personal question.
Go ahead.
Where were you last night?
My wife and I went to the movie.
What did you see?
The Scarlet Circle. It is a very clever whodunit.
What was the second feature?
The, Mrs. Bainbridge, the remarkable Mrs. Bainbridge.
I saw that. It's called The Amazing Mrs. Bainbridge.
And you weren't under an emotional stress, were you?
Also, the kid's 18. Like, he's probably not paying attention to movies the same way that adults are. Like, he probably doesn't care.
Say, could I see that knife a second, please? Now, the boy was 5 feet 7 inches tall. His father was 6'2".
Oh.
Shoot. So 7 inches.
Yeah.
It's a very awkward thing to stab down into the chest of someone who's more than half a foot tall.
You would literally have to, like...
You would have, yeah.
I'll give you a demonstration.
Instead of, like...
Somebody get up.
You're already up. Is he taller than you two? Yeah.
I want you to watch this because I don't want to have to do it again.
What's it all about?
Now, this is the way I'd stab a man who was taller than I was.
Down and in, I guess there's no arguing. Well, hold on a minute, would you? Give me that.
But it's a switchblade, though.
I hate these things. Did you ever see a knife fight? Anybody here ever see a knife
Good,
fight?
because, yeah, he said he grew up,
yeah.
you know.
Like
He
this.
never use it like this.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He would never.
Too much time switching hands.
Right.
Here's how. Underhanded.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Anyone who's ever used a switch knife wouldn't handle it any other way.
And we all know he's been in knife fights.
That's why they made it open like that.
Right.
You'd say the boy was pretty
Because
handy.
he can literally just,
Yeah.
like...
Think he could have made the kind of wound that killed his father?
No.
Also, how
Right.
big is his dad? Because, like, if you're pulling back too far for a swing,
The father was killed.
somebody could just stop you, you know?
Neither was anybody else.
What are you giving us all this mumbo jumbo for? I don't believe it.
Oh, Lord.
Determine what type of wound the boy might or might not have made.
Has anybody got some tape?
I changed my vote to not guilty. You what? You heard me. I had enough.
What do you mean you've had enough? That's no answer.
He's right. That's not an answer. What kind of a man are you? You have sat here and voted guilty with everyone else because there are some baseball tickets burning a hole in your pocket.
That is true.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Messed up.
You have the right to play like this with a man's life.
Exactly. This whole time I was like, this feels so, like...
You can't talk like that to me.
Not
I
to...
can talk like that to you.
Yeah.
If you want to vote not guilty, then do it because you are convinced the man is not guilty, not because you've had enough.
Right.
Or because there's reasonable doubt.
Vote that way. Or don't you have the guts to do what you
That's
think
what I'm
is
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Listen,
guilty or not guilty?
I told you. Not guilty.
Why?
Look, I don't have to...
Yes, you do.
You do have to. Why?
I don't...
Stand for something, my guy.
Why? Why?
Okay, there's another vote called for.
His eyes must be really blue.
Okay, all those voting not guilty, raise your hand.
Yeah. Switchblade.
9. 1, 2, 3.
Dang, this is 3.
9 to 3 in favor of acquittal. I don't understand you people. I mean, all these picky little points you keep bringing up, they don't mean nothing. You saw this kid just like I did.
And that's your opinion. Yo.
It's literally the point.
It's about being at the movies. Look, you know how these people lie?
Again, you're making assumptions, stereotyping.
To tell you, they don't know what the truth is.
Like,
let me tell you, they don't need any real big reason to kill someone either. No, sir.
Yo, the sweeping opinion right now.
Because all of them, you know that. And bang, someone's lying in the gutter.
Oh, Lord.
The prejudice is so annoying.
That's what? Look,
the assumptions are like killing my soul.
If somebody gets killed, so somebody gets killed. They don't care. What's going on here? Well, I'm trying to tell you. You're making a big mistake, you people.
I love this.
This kid is a liar. I know it. I know all about them. Listen to me. They're no good.
Oh, I'll turn it away from him.
Good. I mean, what's happening in here? I'm speaking my piece, and you... Listen.
That's not a fact.
Listen. I have.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down and don't open your mouth again.
Absolutely. Say it.
So,
you can't force your opinion down other people's throat as a
Dude,
fact, my guy.
I love this.
It's awesome.
It's kind of Renaissance-y. Like,
yeah.
how like the Last Supper, you know,
I was
like
literally just about to say
spreads.
that. Yes, the way it spreads, and then like, oh, what's the other one? It doesn't matter. See, the way that they're like the movie theater, like remember who was playing. I was like, the way I can't recall a word I want to use when I'm slightly tired. Like
to keep personal prejudice out of a thing like this.
exactly, it's personal prejudice.
Whenever you run into it, prejudice always obscures the truth.
Yes.
We may be trying to let a guilty man go free. I don't know. Nobody really can. But we have a reasonable doubt. And that's something that's very valuable in our system. No jury can declare a man guilty unless it's sure.
You've made some excellent points, but I still believe the boy is guilty of murder. The evidence given by the woman across the street who actually saw the murder committed.
As far as I'm concerned, that's the most important testimony.
And two, the fact that she described the stabbing by saying she saw the boy raise his arm over his head and stab down into the father's chest. She saw him do it the wrong way.
That's absolutely right.
Her bed was next to the window, and she could look out while lying down. She tossed and turned for over an hour, unable to sleep. Finally, she turned toward the window at about 10 minutes after 12.
So you're on the bed, you
As
turn.
she looked out, but that she got a good look
Yeah.
at the boy.
Okay, hold on, wait. I know they're gonna dig into it, but it's like as I'm listening to it,
Right.
she's laying down.
Yeah, I literally
She's
had to.
facing 1210. She rolls over. The last two cars of the train go by.
Yeah.
She's simultaneously on her side, looking through the window, looking through one set of windows on the train, through the other set of window on the train, through another window across the way that's down and in.
Right. Exactly. So your perception. Okay. See, at the end of the day, like no matter like where this goes with it, how can you be positive that's what you saw from that angle? There's too much going on. Do you know what I mean? And the way our eyes naturally like adjust to stuff.
Yeah, but to say that it's positively was that kid, it's like
and that angle, and she absolutely saw him go like this. From how?
I don't know. Okay.
Seems fishy to me.
All right.
It's not so easy to arrange all the evidence in order.
You can throw out all the other evidence. The woman saw him do it. What else do you want?
Well, maybe.
Let's vote on it.
All right, I'm changing my vote.
To what? Why?
Everybody else, the vote is 8-4.
Why is this such a personal triumph for you?
Yeah, no, for real.
I say we're a hung jury. How about it? I want to hear.
Does he want somebody to die?
No, he just doesn't like being told he's wrong, so he's gonna fight to the end.
It's 6:15. Someone before mentioned 7 o'clock. I think that's a point at which we might begin to discuss the question of whether we're a hung jury or not.
You made a gesture that reminded me of something.
I'm trying to settle something here. Do you mind?
Well, I think this is important.
But she wears glasses or something.
I'm sure you'll pardon me for this, but I was wondering why you rub your nose like that.
Oh, come on, will you?
At this point, I happen to be talking to the gentleman sitting next to you. Now, why were you rubbing your nose?
He's so sassy.
Is it because of your eyeglasses?
It is. Now, could we get on to something else?
Your eyeglasses made those two deep impressions.
Oh, the old lady.
I bet she wears glasses.
2020.
Oh, I love that man.
All ready with the optometrist pitch?
The woman who testified that she saw the killing had those same marks on the sides of her nose. She's making a tremendous effort to look 35 for her first public appearance.
Dang, he's observant.
Dyed hair. Could those marks be made by anything other than eyeglasses?
I love how they're literally having to spell it out for him.
I didn't see any marks.
Because you don't give a fudge.
Strange, but I didn't think about it before.
Yeah.
But when she saw this kid killing his father, she was in the house alone.
And asleep.
Asleep. Rolled the other way.
Go to bed? No.
Yeah. No, very few people do. It's
No one wears eyeglasses to bed.
Unless I'm unwell.
She wasn't wearing them when she was in bed.
like I passed out.
Yeah, like I'm
reading or
unwell,
something.
yeah.
No, I'm guessing. And she herself testified the killing took place just as she looked out. The light went off a split second later. She couldn't have had time to put them on there. Maybe she honestly thought she saw the boy kill his father.
Which is
only saw a
fine.
blur.
Yeah.
You know what she saw. How does he know all that?
He's not saying he knows that. That's the thing, you dumbass. Oh, I'm getting so mad.
I only know the woman's eyesight is in question now. She had to be able to identify a person 60 feet away at night without glasses.
At night, without glasses, on her side, in the middle of rolling.
It's not possible.
No, it's not possible.
You suck!
You suck so bad.
Possible?
Is he gonna be the only one to vote?
You think he's guilty?
I think
Yeah. We know, asshole. Sorry. I'm getting so mad.
I'm
Not
convinced.
guilty.
Not guilty.
But what about all the other evidence? What about all that stuff? The knife, the whole business?
You said we could throw out all the other evidence.
Right? With your whole chest, my guy.
I don't care whether I'm alone or not. It's my right.
It is your right, you psycho. And it's weird
It's your right.
to grasp so hard to your opinion.
Well, he's griping with his kids, right? Is what he said at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, his son, yeah. Hasn't called him in 2
2
years.
years.
I say he's guilty.
The knife falling through a hole in his pocket. You can't prove he didn't get to the door.
No.
You can take all the time, hobble around the room, but you can't prove it.
Bro.
You're right there.
Business of the L and the movies.
I love
that
how
this man actually doesn't understand.
Remember the movies I saw.
The way the man that doesn't understand reasonable doubt. Like, he's the one who actually doesn't get it.
I'm telling you, I've got all the facts here.
I love how he literally
Uh-huh.
talks sideways out his mouth.
That's the whole case.
I know you're struggling with your kid, like, because you're having a parallel issue with your child.
I don't think it's truthful.
Rotten kids, you work your life out.
There it is.
You're gonna regret that.
No.
Someone give that man a hug.
Yeah. This is the one thing I've been trying to tell people. Oh, it's so much easier to be angry than to feel any other feeling.
Well, because if the kid's innocent, right?
Yeah.
Then that means the
Yeah.
dad is in
Exactly.
some way maybe guilty of something.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's up for debate right now as
Right.
to who killed him or why he was killed or... Man. I like how it does come back around to his
Yeah. To the whole point.
emotions,
It makes
to
sense.
his story.
It's crazy how your own personal views and stuff really do impact the way
Yeah, like
it
it's
frames a situation.
Yeah, I mean it's like the trial for the death of his heart. You know?
Yeah.
Like his son's probably like one of the loves of his life, and
Exactly.
then
He thought he was doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's touching.
he has to accept maybe he was wrong.
And I think that's part of it too, just the acceptance. Yeah, like you're saying, like there's the accepting that he may have been wrong and how he interacted with his child. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like him accepting being wrong in general is obviously a very hard thing. And I think that also ties in with the not guilty,
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
What's your name?
Davis.
My name's McCardle. Well, so long. So long.
Why did he just look so scared?
Well,
Huh? Bye.
okay, bye.
Me every time I'm in the middle of an awkward conversation.
It's like, why did I come over here again?
Every time. I guess I said it. I liked it. Yeah. Wow.
That was so
That
good.
was literally so good.
I love it.
The way I saw myself and the way he said, "Okay, bye."
I needed more screen time from him. I love him.
I love that he was the one kind of propelling it forward, and like how observant he was, and I think it's really cool too the way they framed
wise.
it. The way he frames, the older gentleman who has a tear in his jacket and everything else, and the lip, and like he's just so observant in a way, and he's like, and I can understand why you would want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was having a conversation not necessarily a conversation, it was in portion to a lecture about how people tend to lead with their hearts, so I think it can be confused. I think if people aren't aware of mind over heart, right? Like they're not going to be aware of what's a feeling and what is factual. I think some people genuinely like don't have a hard time differentiating.
It's all the time. Do you
like,
okay, so
yeah. They don't actually know what it means or what it feels like to differentiate.
The balance is the wise mind. Because not reasonable mind isn't always correct. Everything's not always black and white. There isn't always logic. And emotional mind also doesn't always make things true or a fact.
Right.
So when you bring them together and use the wise mind, you're having the two halves be able to reflect, and you have that moment to see, like, okay, kind of like,
which is, I mean, exactly what they did, right? Like you have the one guy at the beginning being reasonable or trying to find a reason and, you know, saying not guilty when everyone else is either like unsure, unaware of where they fit, you know?
Yeah.
In their true, like.
The way he was able to make, I don't know. Like, he's like, I'm not saying he's not guilty
of doing that.
What I'm saying is I still don't know, and I have those pieces of doubt. And, you know, because again, it's like all these things that, it's the fact that sometimes like we really just don't see that something might be a fallacy. You know what I mean? Like something might be false. Like that might not be actually as it is, but when someone states it in such a way that is compelling without taking that moment to review it, it can come across as a fact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and then but that's the thing too. It's like, okay, and if you say that he did, then it's like, then why?
Yeah.
If they didn't get into the why and they're trying to determine, well, like, is the consequence to the why deserving? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Just the way that homie sat there and just screamed about the type of people they are, and I'm telling you, this is how they are. And it's like the sweeping generalization and stereotype and prejudice. I know a few. They've been okay. But overall, all bad. What? Like, dude, and the way that the other guy, when he was getting so mad, kept being like, oh, it is mumbo jumbo. Here are the facts. And then he would debunk himself. It was like the most wild. I love how they did that.
Yeah.
It was like, and like the way the actor in that space, like really reacted to himself, realizing.
I know. He was like
it was really well done. Cause
like he's like, oh, a thought's happening. It's like, you're so close. Like, you're literally right there. Like, you are saying it. Sometimes when people argue like that, I'm like, exactly.
Dude,
I'll say that. I'm like, yeah, exactly my point. Literally, that's my point. Like, exactly.
But you still keep doing this weird Trojan horse thing, and I don't know why, because you agree with me. Like, literally, you agree.
Yeah, like the call's coming from inside the house.
Inside the house.
You might be the one making it.
Did you dial?
Yeah, like, wait a minute. That's exactly the point.
And I do. I think it's just a really good commentary on the way that, like, how you have experienced things, how you have shaped the world, the way you know, like, it really does shape how you can go in and look at something, because when, you know, just not being as open, it makes it so easy to form a bias to make things that, again, are in like something that isn't actually based in facts.
Right.
Factual, you know, because it's the only way you've ever perceived it.
Right.
So, and I think they did such a good job of basically giving 12 varying views of that.
Oof.
That is the whitest thing I've ever seen.
Oh my God, my retinas are burning.
The way
I also like that the setting is just in that room.
Yeah.
We only see the courtroom once, and then it's
the
like
bathroom.
In the bathroom, yeah.
Just to show like
the giant closet. They keep them like in this one space the entire time, and it's like the camera's just kind of panning and moving with them and reframing around them. I don't know. I just really like it because it feels kind of like a stage set too, and I just love stuff like that. This person, Quinn, said 3 stars out of 5, unsatisfying. This is on February 20th, 2022, which is kind of recent. Oh my God.
Bro.
The jury should have been hung. With their doubts brought to the judge, then they could have these doubts to conduct a better future trial, i.e. see if the woman was near or farsighted, and cross-examine the old man and her more, period. Letting some guilty go is just as bad, comma. But seemingly the only moral option the movie prevents is this.
I think he was trying to...
Did I just read a riddle? But yeah, I think I like that it's a crime kind of thing.
I love crime.
And like mystery, like detective work. We're putting this together. We're solving something. But I also like that it has the drama in it, and the drama ties back into ultimately at the end, the dad struggling with his relationship with his son is like one of the biggest things. And like you spoke about the prejudice, I don't know.
Just the way they really framed it to show how everybody else can think a different way. You know what I mean? And how it can be, and just to have...
Yeah, from like young to old, from like different, living in different areas,
Right.
like people with money, people with less money,
Yeah.
working class versus like other people, and old, young.
I don't think it's ironic. That's not what I meant to say. I don't think it's a coincidence. There we go, Arianna. Yeah. You can speak. That, some of the ones who did have a closer experience, I don't know if the guy leading the charge, I mean, being a architect doesn't really say, I live in the slums.
Oh, no.
So,
literally, when he was standing in the bathroom, I was like, I don't think I've ever, imagine being married to an architect.
He builds beautiful buildings.
Design that house, baby. Yes. I want an atrium right in the middle. Get me that conversation pit. We're moving into the 70s soon, He'll be in the prime of his design career.
The way that I'm so sad we have made everything look the same. And give me an innovative fridge. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching with us. And sticking around if you made it this far with our weird opinions. And we will catch you on the next one.
Bye.